Okay, so I thought it'd be fun to show you how I open the buttonholes that I've made. Okay. So fortunately, the buttonhole cutter that I've got is exactly the right width, otherwise you just move it along. But it's very easy, you just push it on there, it's quite sharp, and then what happens is you can see it opens the hole. And that's generally all you need to do. And you just make sure you never cut the stitching at the end. And if you just need, you keep a pair of embroidery scissors handy just for little trimmings if there's a need. So I shall do the other sleeve. Just make sure you never, you have to be careful that you don't accidentally do something like that and cut through both sides. And you just wiggle it back and forth. It cuts perfectly. And you just do that over and over and over again for each position on the shirt. One reason it's nice is when you get to the really thick part, like here in the collar band. It's very thick, hard to cut with scissors, even hard to cut with this. However, rocking back and forth, it does cut through eventually. That's good and tough this time. I should do this on the floor because I can push a bit harder, or on a stronger surface than the wobbly table I'm on here. However, there we are. Just cutting through now. And so you get a perfect hole. I need to do a little trimming just to get rid of some of the extra layers in there. Generally you don't need to do much aside from use this buttonhole cutter. And then you get a good hole. Okay. So on to the next. It's a little easier on the single layer here than on the collar band. Okay. Now, since these are very sharp, I put them away because it's easy to mar or cut your shirt accidentally. So the important bit now is that we line up zoom out a bit so you can see what we're doing. So we have to line up the shirt like this. You can use pins or just hold it in place briefly, but basically what you need to do is line this up, and then I will put a little pin in just for now to hold that in place while I do the marking. So it's good to use a better surface than I'm doing. So what I do is I just go through the center of that, and that will leave a mark on the lower layer. And then once that's all perfectly lined up, because you can hold it taut, it's easy to just open up here and through the center, the buttonhole, put a little mark on the layer below. You see there's a little mark there for each button. And just to keep on making sure they're all lined up in the center. Good. Still in the center. And last but not least, good. Perfect. And then come the sleeves. So the sleeves, it's a little more important to see how your sleeve you want it to sit. So if you want it to sit right like that, then what you want to do is, because it's going to pull, you want to make sure you put the button in the rightmost position. It's about there. So once you've done one, then what I always do is grab the other one, and you can either measure it and we'll go there. That should be centered. Perfect. So now we'll just put the buttons on.